What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the other side of the Firewall podcast. Where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? So, Happy New Year, everybody! Welcome to the show. If you never listened to before, but Monday, Tuesday are topics. Wednesday discussion. Thursdays are usually a throwback or Ask a SSP. So this week will be a throwback, and then in the new year, I have two interviews lined up. So you'll hear some new stuff from some really cool people, and then Fridays, everything else. So movies, books, games, TV shows, the holidays, everything else, non-cybersecurity related. So without further ado, Shannon, how is your holiday going?
Man, it's going well. I can't complain. So for me, work's been fairly laxed, right? Been a lot of people out enjoying time with their families and whatnot. Um, Not doing too much else. Like when it came to like this seemed like it would be the time to get more TV watching and gaming in, but I didn't get as much in as I wanted to. Watched a few things. So the What If series, man, for the second season, really good this year. I liked it. I liked the tie-in. I liked the direction
Yeah,
they went with it. And the way they did it, like the character that kind of ended up being the big bad. Like when I first saw them show up, I was kind of like, I remembered that ending differently in the first season where everybody should not have been cool with them. You know what I mean? So
right.
it's just the way I thought about it. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, there it is. That's why, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was a good series though. I liked it. Like even like I realized it's animated and you can make it show whatever, but the fight scenes, man, I was just like, wow, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it was pretty good. So and the fact that they released one every day, you know what I mean? Like that's was cool to me too, right? You don't have to wait a week for it to happen, which is what I believe they did in the first season was every
right.
week.
It was.
But they released one every day up until the 30th for their 9 episodes, was it?
Yeah, it was 9. Hmm.
9 episodes. So that I liked. So every day it was one of those. I didn't watch them every day, but it was good that I could catch up and like, okay, there's like two I hadn't seen, but really good series. I would suggest that to anybody who's interested in Marvel, who liked the first season even, right? So continuing with my old movie watching, I watched Beverly Hills Cop 2 this week. So
There you
last
go.
Beverly Hills Cop, I watched Beverly Hills Cop 2 this week. I don't know if I'm gonna watch 3 because I remember how 3 was. I'll be like, I'll probably
Right.
pass that one. But again, just in anticipation of the one coming out on Netflix because the trailer looks banging, man. I'm like, yo, I gotta watch that. And I'm like, do I need to watch the third installment, right? Like maybe they'll refer back to stuff that I just forgot and may go over my head. So um I don't know, I might, but this week Beverly Hills Cop 2, I'm like, yep, still a classic, still love it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Johnny Wishbone. We played this like a Johnny Wishbone. But yeah, it was pretty funny. I started watching the TV series 30 Rock again. So for anybody
Okay.
that's seen that, that's pretty funny. Like I'm in this mood like the last few months where I'm just watching old stuff that I'm like, man, that was a good series. Cause like I see some of the new stuff, like I'll go through and be looking through all my streaming services and seeing the thumbnails and watching the quick little trailers they give you on stuff that's new that's coming out. And I'm just like, man, I don't know. Like this is not doing it for me. You know what I mean? Like even the popular stuff that everybody loves, I'm like, that's not for me. I'm like, this is how I know I'm becoming a fuddy duddy, right? Like I'm becoming
Right.
like these kids and their newfound series. I don't like them, but just not for me. So I'm like, let me go to let me see if what I used to like is what I still like. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? It's not like my tastes are changing or anything like that. Like, yeah, I still like that for this reason. Uh, but so yeah, started watching that again. Reacher. I'm caught up on Reacher. I kind of still feel the same, man. Like they're doing too much explaining of stuff. You know what I mean? And my wife, when we were watching it yesterday, like I said the same thing to her because there's a scene where something happens and it's him not trusting somebody. It's Reacher not trusting somebody. Kind of calls him dirty. And so something happens, they're in a chase, and then the guy's like, you believe me now, this, that, and the third. And like he goes into an explanation of what happened in the scene, like that I just watched. You know what I mean? Yeah, because you did this, that, and the third. I'm like, you just showed it to me. Like, stop explaining it to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can't get past it. Like, I don't need that when you just showed the action. If it was something that happened off screen and you didn't show it, I'd be like, okay, let me know that. But you showed it. You showed it happening. So like, it's too much of that. It's too much of that, man. And it's just, I don't know, the action when it does happen is good, but that too much explaining it to me, I'm just not feeling it, man. Just not for me. What else did I watch? Oh, I watched my Ravens get at the Niners
Yeah.
Christmas Day. Yeah, thank you to all. I want my thank you from all, the Eagles fans and the Cowboys fans. Like, we took care of that for you. You know what I mean? Like, we made that happen for you, you know. Uh so yeah, we put in good work on that one. I love to see that. So um but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, it should have been more, but we spent more time going out. Oh, my daughter's birthday was this week, and so we took her for the
Okay.
first time to go to hibachi, right? And she was so against it. Like, she was like, so every time one of my children has a birthday, we let them pick the dinner spot, right? We will go out to dinner. We'll do our best. I'll say that, because for my youngest son, we had some weather that day that made it not safe to travel. So he picked an alternate. But for her, she was we gave her the choice and she picked Chick-fil-A. And I was like, Chick-fil-A. I was like, for dinner. I was like, it could be a good dinner. Let's sit down somewhere, right? Let's go to Red
Right.
Lobster and Chili's. Not it, like, if you want steak, we'll go do steak. Like, daddy gonna take care of it. But she was Chick-fil-A. And for like, I told my wife, I was like, I don't want to go to Chick-fil-A for no
Yeah,
birthday.
veto her birthday.
Well, I didn't, right. We just had to do convincing of her to try to get her to do the hibachi, because we've been trying to get her to do it for the longest time, or trying to get her to it for the longest time, and we just couldn't make it happen. So my wife finally convinced her to do it. So she took her big thing with Chick-fil-A was she wanted to go into the play place, right? So she wants to go and sit down and eat and then go play. So my wife let her do it for lunch, right? And then for dinner.
Okay, gotcha.
But what's funny is that when I came home from work, when I came home from work that day, I had already made the reservation, right? So the family that was gonna come, we already had it all set up. My oldest son couldn't come because he was working that day, so that was unfortunate, right? We couldn't have everybody. I like to have everybody there when we do it, but when I came home, I'm looking down at my daughter, and she goes and she walks behind my wife, and my wife is leaning on the counter and she's kind of smirking at me, and I'm like, "What's wrong with her?" You know what I mean? And she said, she said to me, "Now, mind you, my daughter just turned 6. Okay, she says to me, she said, if you made a reservation for that place, then you've made a big mistake." I said, "What?" I said, she said it just like that. She said, "Just like that, Shannon." I was like, "What?" I was like, that little. I was like, "Well, I did, and we're going now." Like, that's what it
Right. You made a
is.
big mistake.
Yeah, she said, "You made a big mistake. If you made a reservation," and the thing is, she had to have heard. My wife must have said it to her or something like that, right? I guess the only reason she knows the reservation is made.
Right.
But yeah, it was hilarious to me, man, because like, she's normally saying something that I'm like, I know she's listening to us too much. Like, we just take for
Yeah.
granted that she's around, which is why I have to be careful what I say around her, right? Because it'll get repeated somewhere. If I say something crazy, she'll go to school saying it, then I get a call, be like, "Mr. Tynes, we need you to come in. We need to have a parent teacher conference." Out of cycle, that's never good.
Right.
But no, it was a fun time, man. We enjoyed ourselves, got lots of pictures. It was a good time. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man. Enjoying the family, enjoying the holiday time, the birthdays. But yeah, how about on your end, man? What you been up to?
That's what's up. Like, did she like the volcano and the?
So she did. That's the thing.
Okay.
Like, she was so against it, but she enjoyed it when she was there. Now, when they did the volcano and when they do the flame, when they first started up,
Yeah.
she backed up. She got like a smile on her face, like, "Ooh," you know what I mean? Like this, but she's backing up like she's scared. And then I asked her, and she said she liked it. But yeah,
Good stuff.
in the meal was good, right? So yeah, expensive. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
should just let her do Chick-fil-A, because like, it was 7 of us that went, right? It was 7 of us to include My daughter, my oldest daughter, she had her boyfriend with her. My sister-in-law was there, you know what I'm saying? So it was a fun time. But like when I got the bill, I asked my wife and she gave me a figure that was just like, I was like, that's way too low. I was like, you see all these people here? People order
Right.
she like, you know what I mean? Like, no, no. Like how much do you think food costs? Like you do the grocery shopping here, like But no, it was a good time. It was a good time. They enjoyed
That's
it.
what's up. Yeah, let's say I watched What If, so I'm all caught up on that. Yeah, it was really good. I was surprised. They actually did get me because I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. So I was like, okay, that's pretty good. And then like
Because they
cool,
they
cool
like,
fight.
but like because when they show up at first, like they don't treat it like that. Like how I remember the first season going
Yeah,
off, right? Like they just go past that, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just misremembering. So yeah, that's why they get you. Because me too, me too. I was like, I did not see that coming because of how they were acting towards
yeah,
them.
yeah. But I thought it was good. Like I saw there was some because after the fact, I always watched the Easter eggs or whatever. There's some people who were disappointed. But now I was like, no, that was good. I was like, it's like they closed they it came full circle. So I did like that. Um, But aside from that, like yeah, animation is great. I like how they mix everything up. It's the most creative out of the MCU in a while now. So I do appreciate it. I don't know if they'll do the 9 episodes back to back again next time, but I did like that format. That was like perfect. They had my attention. I had nothing else going on because of the holiday, so I thought it was perfect. So hopefully that shot their ratings up to show that hey, you should do this again. Um, what else did I watch? I watched The Exorcist Believer. Like so the new Exorcist, I checked that one out. I haven't seen Exorcist in a long time. I remember the original was still one of the scariest movies ever. Because I watched it maybe 10 years ago again. I was like, yo, this is still scary. I don't know about now,
What?
but yeah, when she's walking up the stairs contorted, I was like, yo, that's it. Turn this off. But I usually like those type of movies. This one was not as scary. I still thought it was a pretty good movie. I watched it with my wife, my oldest son, and RJ did not like it. He was like, "This is whack." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, they can't get much crazier because they're using kids in this one, so kids are possessed, right? Which they've done in the past, but like today's standards, you can't really do much without causing offense or things of that nature. So I thought they did a pretty good job. I thought the kids did a really good job acting, prosthetics, and CGI and all that stuff was on point. And he's spoiled. I'm like, hey, there's not usually a lot of representation in these type of movies because A, we wouldn't be there. But B, it just wasn't a lot of that. So that to cast some of the main characters as people of color, I was like this is like you're spoiled. You
So let
think
me
this is normal?
so let me ask you something. Was he saying that and walking off all the time? Because he could have just been hiding that he was scared. Is he like this is whack? I'm not gonna watch this, and
Yeah,
then just
you probably pull the
get in
cover
a
was that.
different room, like walk to a different room, be like he's pretending like getting something, like get something to drink. You walk in there, his hand is trembling while he's drinking his water.
No, so he didn't say it was back to the end. The like the last 2 or 3 minutes, he was like, ah, this is not good. Um, But I thought it was decent. Like it's still not it wasn't scary, but it did have some suspense and had a cool twist at the end. And again, they put us in a situation where it's like, okay, like this is more believable. Because yeah, if old Exorcist movies, like, nah, I ain't showing up. I ain't gonna be there. We told him it was like if you get possessed, guess what? You got to go. You got you got to leave. So put it out there. But
This, this is your house now.
yeah, I don't want no parts of that. But no, I thought it was decent though. What else did I watch? I watched the Creator, so I got the new TV set, so I watched it on there. Beautiful movie. It was okay. Um, it's one of those. It's predictable. Like I kind of saw where it was going, right? Like so everybody did a good job. The CGI because they had a really low budget, but they did a lot with it, so it looks very pretty. It's a very pretty movie. Um, but it deals with AI and government conspiracy. Like it hits all of the check boxes, but again, it was kind of predictable. Like I kind of knew how it was going to end. So it's like when it got to the end, I was like, yeah, okay. So I'll give it a 7, probably. But yeah, what's his name? John David Washington.
Yeah, what's his name?
He is getting more and more Denzel like. Like in this one, there was a couple of times where he either did something or he said something. I was like, yeah, because I didn't know that was his father because he didn't use the Washington for a long time. Like, not that he was trying to hide it, he was trying to be on his own merits. So there's a couple movies where you didn't necessarily know that that was Denzel's son.
What do you mean he didn't use the Washington? Like he wasn't putting that in his name? Like he was just
Yeah, I remember like there was something like either he wasn't using it or he's using a pseudonym or something like that. Like he wanted to climb on his own merits. But in this one, like there's a couple times where I heard the Denzel. I was like, that's definitely his son. Um, but again, it wasn't a bad movie. It was predictable to me. I already knew where it was going before it got there, so it was kind of disappointing. But again, it was pretty. And I would say well acted, especially like knowing like now their budget, like seeing it behind the scenes where a lot of this stuff is was green screened. I was like, okay, like they did like uh, I would not have known unless I watched the behind the scenes.
and you said their budget was small or
Yeah,
like
their budget was pretty small comparative. So and it didn't do well in theaters. So hopefully that they broke even. But yeah, compared to the way it looks, compared to what they spent, is a huge delta between the two. Because they use a lot of interesting techniques and a lot of uh, what's the word? Practical uh, use stuff. So like all the robots and stuff like that. Uh, a lot of those people where CG is grafted onto them, things of that nature. So I thought it was pretty good. Um, but again, predictable. So don't go in there expecting because it's like a 3 hour movie almost. Uh,
it's Christopher Nolan, right?
yeah,
So like I don't know. I think I'm kind of getting to the point with him because like Tenet was kind of like that. Like it was okay, but it was and I don't know. Maybe it's I'm not a John David Washington fan, maybe, but I haven't watched Tenet after that first watch. It's like, it's not something I want to go back and see again. And like Christopher Nolan is just known for doing these things that push 3 hours, if not more. You know what I
right.
mean? It's like if you're gonna do that to me, like I need knife fights, gun fights. Like I need a bunch of
You
stuff.
need all the above. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I need Batman to be punishing people. You know what I mean? Like
Oh no,
that's
so it's not. It's not. I'm sorry. It's Gareth Edwards.
oh, okay. All right. It seems very Christopher Nolan-ish. Like it just seems like his bag. You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, the budget was only 80 million. That's it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, which crazy that that's low, but it is.
Well, for all the CGI and stuff, you know you're gonna see, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that is kind of low. That's very low, actually. I figured that'd be at least $150 million budget right there. For what
Right.
I see from the trailer, because it does look beautiful. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's pretty. Yeah, it was definitely worth putting on the new set. Like I waited to watch on the new set. Yeah, like it's very pretty. But again,
So the new set's not disappointing then, huh?
oh no, 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 no. The money well spent. Like it's my first OLED, like my second uh modern TV. Because remember I had the plasma back in the day. I was like, oh, nothing's gonna get better than this. Plasma died. So yeah, my first OLED, and it's gorgeous. Everything on it is pretty. Like very little calibration needed on my part. Like I just had to turn off the soap opera effect, adjust a little bit of the shadows, and bump up the brightness because there's the WOLED and then there's the QD OLED. I have a QD OLED, so they get brighter. So, but they don't sacrifice the black level, so you can just turn up brightness all the way. So at one point, something happened to Exorcist, and RJ was like, "I'm blind," because it was like we had the room. We had like one light on, just uh, so you had some kind of contrast or whatever. But yeah, like it lit up the whole room. I was like, "Yeah, sear your eyeballs out." I can't wait to watch like Oppenheimer on it or something. Burn your retinas out. Yeah. Um, But yeah, games are amazing on it as well. Like I've been playing God of War on it. God of War is a technically a PS4 game, but it is pretty. So like on this set, like you can see like all of the detail and then the color and the contrast. Like Kratos is red, like it's kind of like faded versus like you see stuff in the background that really pops. I was like, yeah, this is a good investment
So you're talking about the new God of War, like Ragnarok? You say it's a PS4 game?
because it plays on the PS4 as well.
Does
So
it
in,
look the same though? Like I don't think it looks the same. Does it?
it doesn't, but for it so it in my non-scientific opinion, for it to be able to run on a lesser system, it's not performing at its peak. It could look prettier if it was only a PS5 game.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, because it
So
looked pretty. It looked pretty good on mine when I was
it looks amazing. Like don't
in
get me wrong, don't get me
PS3.
wrong, but I'm just like it still functions on the PS4, so it's inferior. Like Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man does not work on the PS4, right? It was a PS5 only game.
Got you. Okay.
So I can't wait for the next one. It's gonna look amazing. But you gotta let those systems go behind us, all right? There's the COVID's over, the supply shortage is over. Like go get a PS5 or a Series X. Um, but and then yeah, I let uh the youngest, I let Mason play Fortnite on it, and like Fortnite has a bunch of like crazy colors and stuff in it, and like, those really pop as well. I was like, man, this looks really good. And then it has the VRR and the G Sync and all that stuff. So um it'll show you frame count. So like the God of War was pushing on, I think I had it on performance, like 60 frames or whatever. It was pushing like 98 frames or something like that. It was in the 90 range. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like that. Like smooth. Combat is smooth on here. Same thing Fortnite. Fortnite was like 120 frames per second. So and the set could do up to 144, but the consoles can't. So very, very happy with the TV set. What else I watch on? I watched Blue Eye Samurai. I'm on the second to last episode. So or either I'm on the second to last episode or I'm on the last episode. I think I'm on the second to last. Like I'm ending it, and then the last episode's the next one. Um, Good series, still enjoying it. Like when she raided the castle, I was like, yeah, this is good stuff. Um, what else did I watch? I watched something else. I can't remember what it was. But I've been putting it through its paces. Been trying to watch a lot of content on it. And then game wise, again, I've been playing God of War. I think I'm gonna wrap that one up this weekend, and then move on to like my backlog, like play a Dead Space remake or play Ghost of Tsushima. Like I need to, or finally play Horizon. There it is. I'm gonna finish God of War. I'm gonna finally play Horizon. But I'm gonna mainline Horizon. I'm not doing any of the side stuff.
Was that you that sent me that video with the real life
Yeah,
thing where the guy's talking
yeah,
with?
that's
Yeah,
me.
that's you. That's you.
I'm gonna play Horizon because it's super pretty, right? So like, but is Horizon cross-gen? Horizon Forbidden West, is it cross-gen as well? Is it a PS4, PS5 game, or is it just a PS5 game?
The second one I think is because it was the first year. I think it was the first year PS5 came out that it the second one released. Right. The first one was just PS4 though.
Okay.
That was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll probably play. I will play that one next, but I gotta mainline it. At least gotta get the experience, right? I gotta say I touched it because there are no new games coming out until, for me anyway, till February. That's when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out. So that'll be my. It comes out on the leap day, so February 29th. So that'd be my next big game. Then aside from that, just hanging out with the family. Everybody enjoyed the presents and what have you. Just trying to chill out. I've been taking a lot of naps. Not gonna lie, I'm getting a lot of rest in. Um, and then just trying to get ready for the new year. I got some certs I need to renew or not, so that's up for debate. My CCNA and my CH are up for renewal, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to renew them or not. So that's still in the back of my mind. Like it stresses me out to have to keep renewing things I'm not necessarily using. So it's like I got to keep the big ones, right? The CISP, the PMP, the bread and butter. But do I need? I have had the CCNA since 2015, and I don't work on infrastructure anymore. do I need it? Like, does it do anything for me? And then same thing with CH. I don't use that at all. So I'm thinking about just letting that thing go. Um, so that is my New Year's things to figure out what my goals are, right? Like what things do I have to accomplish? Like I gotta get the CUs for or PDUs and CUs and all the other things. For the main ones, am I going to also capture these and what new cert am I going to look at, right? Like I'm looking at CMMC 2.0 and I'm just like, I should probably jump in that game. Should probably have some certs to go along with that because that's going to have a long tail. So, but it's pretty much it for me. Oh, and I watched Country Wayne. I watched his Netflix special.
Special was any good?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw the trailer. I
Yeah,
was like,
it wasn't that great, but it wasn't terrible. Like it made me chuckle a couple times, but I was just like, meh.
I think Chappelle's got another one that's dropping,
Mhm.
today as we're filming. I think.
Yeah, that's the one I attended.
Yeah.
The something manifesto.
Okay. See,
Yeah,
now you got to see because like it's probably not the one he taped for the special, right? You got to see where the differences are from
right.
word to what made it to production. You know what I mean? Like oh, he said that differently. When he came down here,
Right.
or whatever it may be.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely have to check that one out. Oh, and then I saw the Mill a couple weeks ago. I forgot to bring it up before. So the Mill is the one with oh man, the comedian uh Lil Rel, or is that his name? The comedian, he is in oh man, what is his name? I don't want to get this wrong. The Mill movie. It is. It's taking longer than expected. It's about a businessman who then has to push the mill. Lil Rel Howery.
Oh, I know Lil Rel. Yeah, I never heard of
Yeah.
Lil though.
Yeah, so it's called The Mill. It's on Hulu.
Is it a
It's
comedy?
no, it's like one of those movies where it's only shot in one set. It only has one scene really. So he wakes up, he works for a company, he wakes up, he's like middle manager. He wakes up in a cell, like it only has walls, no roof, and there's a mill in the middle, and he has to push the mill um for production. It's like he doesn't know if he's being punished for something or how he wound up there, and then the only person he could talk to is his next cell neighbor to figure out like why he's there and what's the purpose of it. Um, so it's kind of one of those dystopic type movies. Um, it's okay. Like it has a twist at the end, but I kind of saw it coming.
That sounds weird. The
It
Mill.
is, it is, it is very, very weird.
Huh.
Like if they don't like the person who pushes it the least, like the least amount of rotations, because they all have a certain number you have to hit, and the person who does the least, so that means that you need to do plus because you don't want to just hit your cap, dies, they kill him. So every night somebody gets killed.
Oh, okay. And it's not a comedy, huh? I mean, Lil Rel, I love his comedy, you know what I mean? But I guess it's only a matter of time because he's doing all these movies. That he's like, all right, I want to do something that's more serious or whatever, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So if anything, it's a dark comedy. I would say that because it did make me chuckle a couple times, but it's because of how gruesome and grim it is.
what's that their intention though? Like, you like
I
to
think
laugh?
so. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I know you like to laugh at dark stuff. So it's like you're laughing and you're like, oh, yeah, they pulled this dude's head off and it was funny. And like, no, you weren't supposed to laugh at that.
It's like Dr. Hibbert. But yeah, so I mean, you could check. I don't think it's a Shannon movie because it's not a lot of action. It's him really just pushing the mill.
Thank you for letting me know. I hadn't even seen it.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like,
watch the trailer. It gives you everything you need to know.
oh, like
Because
just
I think it's Hulu trailers. Pretty no, no, it's not Hulu trailers. It's Prime trailers. Will show you the entire movie. You're like, yo, like it's supposed to be like a 30-second trailer, but like 3.5 minutes. They show you the beginning, middle, and the end. Like, what is happening? But that's pretty much all I consume. So there's another a movie by him with Ludacris. I started, I didn't finish it. That was a Christmas movie. I just lost interest.
I saw the trailer for that one and I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna watch that.
Nah, wasn't that great. see where they're trying, but nah, didn't do it for me.
I'm telling you, these streaming companies, man, like they are upsetting me. Like, get like stop doing your own stuff. I realize it may cost you less. Like, I don't know how much they're paying to get these other movies to come and stream on their network, but like when they're doing the own stuff that comes from their own studios, I'm not impressed with a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, give me something that MGM put out or something that was good. Pay the money for that. Because like I'm seriously contemplating. I know I've said this before, but I'm seriously contemplating just getting rid of some of my streaming services because the prices are going up. Like, it seems like every other week I get another email price raise.
Hmm.
So I'm just like, I should like, and I don't have cable. Like, I have Hulu Live, right? Is my equivalent of cable, but like I didn't have cable because I would only watch like three channels, and there would be times where I'm like, man, there's nothing for me to watch. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now I'm to the point where I'm just busy enough to where I don't need to watch stuff all the time. So it's like, maybe I don't, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I it's it's getting ridiculous to me. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. And we want this is what we wanted, and then they turn it on us. It's like the monkey's paw type situation. Like I don't want to pay for cable. I just want the channels I want. And now it's like, yo, all of this costs more than cable.
yeah, because at first there was like three streaming services, right? But
Yeah.
now every different major studio has a streaming service, right? Paramount has their own. Peacock has,
Hmm.
you know, Disney's in the game,
Yeah.
Netflix.
And even if you have cable, because I have cable through the HOA, some of that content doesn't make it to cable. So like I have to it like if Peacock has something that's only on Peacock, it's not going to be on the on demand on cable. So do you need both now if you want to watch all the content? Which I don't,
Yeah,
but some people may. So now you double dipping. Now you got cable and you have the streaming service. They
yeah.
turned it against us.
But again, like you said, though, it is what we asked for, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, again, I hope to jump into some new games, take some more naps for this holiday break, and then get back in the books. So that is the 2024 goal, and then continue to change passwords. So I don't get somebody open up boats in my name or something.
Yeah, yeah,
So, but yeah, definitely continue to tune in throughout the weeks. So Monday, Tuesday are topics, Wednesday discussion. Thursday again will be a throwback to something that kind of ties to this week's, and then Friday, just like this, everything else, movies, books, games, all that good stuff, non-cybersecurity related, typically. And then I don't foresee any breaks coming up, but we managed to not have any breaks for the holiday, which is new. For us, luckily because of the Monday holiday situation. We record on Sundays, so there may be a break in the future, but we will see. Um, Definitely hit up all the websites that go by our name. You can be a person. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. You can find me on LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Twitter, and Threads. Happy New Year. Stay safe. Stay secure.